Coming up on the Code Bet Daily, it's just Stats Guy and I once again. We have thrown this together because there's no gym. Producer Gerald's got car troubles. What else can go wrong, Stats Guy?
Oh, not these bets. I'm looking at James Ward-Prowse to keep tearing up the hammers and a young star to win the US Open.
That's also Stats Guy being lazy, stealing one of my bets from 2 weeks ago. I have a chat about the AFLW and some EPL tips for later in the season. Check it out, Code Bet Daily, right now. Welcome to the Code Bet Daily. It is Tuesday, September 5th. For the next, 10 hours. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly of this here Code Bet Daily for episode 188 because, well, Jim's a lazy bastard and didn't want to come into work today. I am joined, as always, by the Stats Guy. Stats Guy, how are we?
Oh, very good. Jim's not here. He's got to look after kids. We don't have to worry about that, luckily.
He is literally the best advertisement to never have kids because last week you forgot a lunch. This week, one of them's sick. The week before, I think the squid threw a tantrum about something. Yeah. Like, great advertisement.
Code doesn't have kids daily today.
Code doesn't have kids daily. Code technical difficulties daily because apparently Jim also broke the roadcaster and homie subbing in for Gerald today, who's had car issues.
So
we are everywhere today, but it's awesome. We are still here for this here Code Bet Daily. You should go check out the website. It's pretty cool. Stats Guy threw up an NRL Final 8. Look, what did I put up yesterday? Some stuff
EPL
about
Golden
the
Boot.
EPL Golden Boot. There's some AFL looks in there as well. But that's what we're here for today as we're getting dings everywhere. Leo, turn your stuff down.
No, it's not Leo.
We have got player props, game picks, best bets. I may throw in a rate my multi as well. Stats Guy, what are you looking at today?
A bit of a EPL future. I think one that you've touched on, but I think it's still really good odds. And then some US Open tennis.
Cool. I got more footy finals, some EPL chat, and AFLW as well, so we may as well get into it.
It's time for player props.
Still here. This is the more upbeat one. We're in the office. It's upbeat. Someone's slacking Google messages going off. Anyway, we're all fired. Anyway, so AFL Finals. I said I've got a lot of stuff to look at throughout the upcoming days just to get me through content-wise.
So many bets.
Most goals is a market available online at the moment.
Yeah, for the whole of every final,
For the whole of the final.
Okay.
So who's going to win the Coleman medal in the finals, basically?
Yep.
It's obviously not called that. They probably need to come up with an award.
There's probably a name for it. But
maybe call it the plugger.
The plug? Yeah, I don't mind.
The Tony Lock. Give it that.
Buddy, even?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Nah. I'm sticking with the plugger. Anyway, couple of looks here. So obviously you and I talked yesterday on the show about teams we think are going to play a lot of finals and key players and things like that. So that's sort of what you've got to look at when coming into this. So Charlie Curnow's favourite, but he's playing in an elimination final this week. It's the same scenario as Tom Lynch last year was favourite. Kicks 5 in the first final. They get knocked out.
Yeah.
So you've got one game on you. So I don't want to be near Charlie Curnow knowing that he's in an elimination final and he's the favourite.
Yep.
But first looks Bayley Fritsch.
Yeah.
Confirmed as playing late yesterday afternoon. He's playing this Thursday night against Collingwood. He's a type of player, given it's meant to be monsoonal here during the week at Melbourne, that he could kick 3 goals and just sort of that starts him off.
Yep.
And then builds into a final. He obviously kicked 5 against Sydney 2 weeks ago. He's got 6 in a grand final to his name, so he can kick goals in a big way in big games. So
he loves a goal. He
loves a goal.
Just every time, his eyes light up as soon as he sees
He's
it.
clutch. He gets it done in all conditions as well.
Yep.
He's my first look. Surprisingly, my next look is Eric Hipwood at $15 because type of player this week against Port Adelaide who are a bit undermanned in defence. Joe Danaher obviously gets the main player there, and then you've got Chucky Cameron who's going to get the small defender as well. So this is where Hipwood can sort of step up as he's the third target and kick a 4 or 5. We saw it last year. He kicked 4 or 5, I think it was, against the Melbourne Demons in that semi-final.
Yeah, at least 4,
He had a night out. It was sort of that coming out play going,
he's
Eric
pretty good.
Hipwood's actually okay away from home. So something like that where he plays 3 finals, he kicks 4 in his first 2 finals, and then he has a big day out at the MCG. And you're sort of thinking 10 to 12 is probably going to win you this award.
Yep.
Having a look elsewhere, Toby Green's $23. If the Giants make a deep run, Toby's probably going to average 4 goals a game.
That's not bad,
You'd think?
Yep.
But it's about him getting through, obviously.
It's just risky with the elimination ones.
Elimination final this week, so it's the same thing. And just an out of nowhere one.
Here we go.
Logan McDonald at $251. Again, elimination, but he's kicked bags of goals at the MCG before. He's got to play at the MCG this week. He's going to play at the MCG next week. And then he probably has to go up to the Gabba, where he's kicked, I think he kicked 3 or 4, I think it was against the Brisbane Lions. I'm assuming.
That's not as bad as...
I'm assuming the Swans are going to play Brisbane Lions if they make it that far.
Yeah.
I also think the Swans will get knocked out next week.
Yeah, I'd be leaning towards those, sort of first 3 or 4 guys you mentioned.
Yeah, well, Toby's not the one, so it's probably Bayley Fritsch or Hipwood. Chucky Cameron's $10. He averages 2.1 goals a game in the finals. I've started writing the Brisbane Port Adelaide preview against a 1.73 out his career. Against Port Adelaide, he's got a decent record as well. So he's the type of guy that, could kick 10 goals in a finals. Like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, there's no shock. But at $10, don't think I want to be on him. I'm trusting Bayley Fritsch and then the outlier.
I don't mind Hipwood. He's just a bit of a niche one.
Yeah.
He can fire up. Yeah.
And then I had to find a Swan in there. Logan McDonald. Like, no Swan was under 100-1. Isaac Heaney was 100-1 with Papley. But Logan
do share your goals a little bit more,
they do.
I'd say.
But it wouldn't be a shock to see McDonald kick, 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Like, he's the type of player that can just have a coming out party in the finals. But I don't
it's hard
think
if you're not going
he's
all the way.
worth like a $5 play if you're having, $20, $30 on Fritsch and Hipwood. But that's me. What about you, Stats Guy?
Nice. This is an EPL future that you touched on not that long ago, probably last week, I reckon. James Ward-Prowse. He's obviously come across to the Hammers.
Are you just getting lazy stealing my material?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
This is literally lazy. He was my player prop last week.
Yeah.
And I made him as my best bet like a week and a half ago.
I honestly forgot about you talking about it. And then you're like, I mentioned that. I was like, doesn't matter. But the odds are still really good. I think if you haven't got it on it yet, might as well get on it now. 10 or more assists for James Ward-Prowse this season is $2.25. I think you got him around that $2.70 mark.
$2.87.
$2.87, there you go. And he's already dropped a little bit, but I thought he would drop even more. He's got 3 assists across the 3 games already.
He also had 2 in his first game in the championship, so he's actually in form.
He's in amazing form.
He's going to get more than 10.
Yeah. I think they've got a pretty good midfield now, but he's going to play most games as well. He's going to
take the corners.
He's going to play at least like 30 more games. He takes the corners, he takes the free kicks.
Where he got it on the weekend, got it from the corner.
Exactly. I think unless he gets injured, which fingers crossed he doesn't, touch wood here, I think he's going to easily get past that 10. West Ham as well, they've looked really strong. We all thought they were going to drop down the table a little bit, but they've got 3 wins and a draw. If they keep this form up, he could get an assist every 2 games or so, and he's going to easily clear that 10 or more assist mark at $2.25, so don't mind him for that.
You're stealing my material, but anyway, let's move on.
What's your best match or game pick?
All right, I'm going to look at the AFLW once again. Picked out 4 games for this upcoming round 2.
Yep.
Start off with North Melbourne against Carlton. North Melbourne minus 30.5. They looked fantastic in their first game. Carlton were just okay, but I think North Melbourne are a pretty decent squad. So happy to take them with the 5-goal start. Well, they win by about 40.
40 last week. Yeah, Saints will probably be a better side than Carlton anyway.
Sydney Swans plus 29.5 against Geelong. I know Geelong are one of the better teams in the competition, but I think the Swans at home after a big win last weekend.
They look really good.
5-goal head start, I think, is a pretty good start in this game. So don't mind that whatsoever. Richmond Tigers are $3.50 against Adelaide head-to-head.
Wow.
Now, Adelaide took an age to get past Port last week, and of course, Richmond went up to Brisbane and knocked off the Lions, which is a great start for me saying Brisbane have no hope in winning the flag this year.
Yep.
That line is 12.5, even though they're $3.50.
That's a big line.
I just want to take the head-to-head straight out. And yet again, another team that is actually good in AFLW for their business, Essendon Bombers.
Yep.
Minus 21.5 versus St Kilda. They got the job done against Hawthorn last week. I can't remember what the margin was, but I actually watched a bit of the game. It was a pretty decent game. I think it was down at like Frankston or something.
Yeah, it was.
It looked cold as hell. The Bombers minus 21.5 against St Kilda got smashed last week and have to come back from that.
Leading goal kicker from last year to North, and they were missing that last week. So, don't mind that at all.
So anyway, that means we'll have to do this, Stats Guy.
Ooh.
Rate my multi.
Shout out to Jim.
Yeah, Jim's still here, even though he's not.
So those 3 lines plus the Richmond head-to-head, $23.25.
Ooh, I'll give it a 7. Just because I really like the 3 of them. The Swans one, I know they looked all right last week. Geelong, I reckon, could be even top 2 this
Chloe
year.
Malloy selling candy at North Sydney.
That was
Love
unbelievable.
it.
And the check side, that was unbelievable. And I think Swans were 4 goals down and still won.
Yeah, we were.
Unbelievable.
GWS don't think kicked a goal in the second half.
So I know the Swans did look all right.
Swans fullback taking grabs left, right, and centre. I've forgotten her name, and apologies. And then there was the Ruckman who got the rising star. She dead set had 70 hit outs.
Yeah, she was awesome,
amazing.
But Geelong, I think they're going to be too strong. That's the only one I'm worried about.
If it was in Geelong or like in Victoria, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with you. I just think at home there's that little bit also being up
Bit
and
of
about.
support as well,
there was about 5,000 or 6,000 at North Sydney Oval. Also, I'm going to make a petition. Play all the Swans games at North Sydney Oval.
Yeah, that was
sick.
It was packed because it's smaller ground,
And they're actually, funnily enough, they're going to play it some of their home games are at a ground I used to play footy at, Henson Park.
Ah,
Yeah,
there you go.
home of the Newtown Blues, Newtown Jets, whatever they're called
Yeah,
now.
nice.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'll
Stats
give it a
guy.
7. Solid 7.
What have you got?
A bit of US Open. I was gutted this morning with my pick, Demonor. He looked awesome, won the first set against Medvedev and then absolutely crumbled. Medvedev took a very long time out. That was very controversial and stopped the momentum. But anyway, I'm going to go to the women's side of the tour now. So we're up to the quarterfinals in the women. So Madison Keys is taking on Marketa Vondrousova. Vondrousova's in amazing form since Wimbledon. She won Wimbledon. I mean, sort of up and coming only this year. She couldn't really make it past the second round. Then she's like, I'll just win Wimbledon. And then since then, she's been awesome. She made the quarterfinal at her last 5 tournaments, including Wimbledon, which is absolutely awesome. Beating Jabeur, Pegula, Sloane Stephens, and Wozniacki recently, who are all in your top sort of 20 range, which is, she's using that power and speed across the court. Kings, I think she's only the favourite in this one because she's in their home tournament. And a lot of, I don't know, I think it's just going, Keys, I've heard of her. People haven't really heard of Vondrousova as much, but I think she's a better overall player. Also, Keys is really out of form. She was injured a couple of months ago. Last 4 tournaments, she hasn't even made it past the second round. So
not ideal.
I don't trust her at all in this one. Vondrousova, just head-to-head at $2, I think it's a really good bet for the Wimbledon champion.
Okay, don't mind it whatsoever. That's good stuff, Stats guy. All right, let's go.
It's best bets, it's best bets, it's time for all the best bets.
Homie, jingling
Yeah,
along to
I know.
that one. I like that.
More than Gerald, who just sort of sits there and goes, this goddamn bit again. Poor Gerald. Hope he actually got his spare tyre
Yeah,
on.
I know. He
Poor
hasn't
bloke.
got any tyres.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you leave your Tesla parked outside. You get your tyres boosted.
I didn't know he had a Tesla. I'll have to go and check it out.
Dude's on plenty. He has to put up with us every day. All right, I got 2 EPL long-term looks here. First off, I'll start out with Everton to be relegated at $3.
Oh,
They stink.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they randomly finish 17th again. They always somehow finish 17th, just out of the relegation zone. But they should be relegated.
I think we're safe on saying that Luton are going to go down.
Yeah.
You know, they got well handled on the weekend by West Ham. But back to Everton, look awful. Couldn't beat Sheffield over the weekend. They also sold Iwobi last week for like $20 million. And their transfer window is shambles. They're selling players, but not bringing anyone like of note in. It's just like... What's the go here,
They need
guys?
James Rodriguez back. Remember we had that little random stint
that's
and they
when
looked good?
Benitez was there. That was weird.
And then they just got rid of everyone. And
and that's why they can't build their new stadium. And that's why a explicit adult website said, hey, we'll give you $500 million for the rights.
Yeah,
And they said,
that's
no,
right.
it's $500 million, guys. You need it. Everton, they're absolutely stuffed. They're going to get relegated this year. I think Daesh is in trouble. He might be the first manager sacked. Or second after Lopetegui. got sacked
well,
from
even the
Wolves.
next few weeks, like they're just going to be... It's going to be struggle just up until Christmas, I reckon. They got Arsenal, Brentford, Luton, so they have a chance against Luton. Then they got Liverpool, West Ham, Brighton,
Ooh.
Man U. Like,
You
I
can
just
see
don't
them
see them winning any of them.
one game.
Yeah, it's going to be...
They could be gone by Christmas.
I know, it's going to be a bad
Ugh.
run before Christmas, I reckon. So
yeah.
don't mind that one.
All right, let's finish off on some positivity. One of our
Nice.
guilty pleasures here. Shout out to NRL guy Phil, who's drinking sangria at the moment, the prick.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's in Spain now.
Yeah. Brighton to finish in the top 6.
Ooh.
Even money available at the moment. They smashed Newcastle over the weekend to make it 3 wins from 4 games. They're on 9 out of a possible 12 points. They've scored 12 goals, which is the most of any team in the 4 games so far. They will absolutely beat Man United next week because the way that they attack and press, United, if they bring on Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans again, they're just going to go, oh, what's this 18-year-old? Oh, no, Evan Ferguson. Oh, God.
I know.
Every chance that Evans is still sliding from trying to take on Gabriel Jesus on Sunday
Yeah,
night,
he's still
he got shooting started. Look it up. It was a great time. But even money for Brighton to finish in the top 6, because you think about it, it's probably going to be Arsenal and Man City in there. I think Liverpool, the way they've started, are going to be in there at the moment.
Strong, yeah.
Chelsea, you guys, you guys are like $1.50 to be in the top 6. You
I don't trust it
shambles at the moment.
Yeah.
So maybe Tottenham.
Tottenham are looking really good.
Newcastle have had a tough start, but I expect them to come good.
It's probably out of Tottenham, Brighton, Newcastle.
Tottenham,
will be around
Newcastle,
that.
Tottenham. So it's probably like Tottenham, Newcastle, United.
And United, but United
as well.
looked really bad as well. So.
Yeah, but you expect them. They sort of had that last week. Remember how terrible they started last year? And we're like, they could get relegated. No,
they finished top 4. Yeah.
So they finished top 4. So I think something like that happens. But Newcastle have had the tough start to the season. But Brighton, banking points early is very important.
yeah.
You don't want to leave your run late. With European football coming up, it's going to be very interesting to see how they go. But Brighton to finish in the top 6.
Nice, I liked it. That's our co-bet favourite, Brighton. We've been loving them.
Them and Knots. Oh, Knots getting 3 points against Chelsea over the weekend. Yeah.
I'm not getting
They're
excited
going to be
about
safe. Yes. Come on. They beat Arsenal last year to stay safe.
That's true. I liked them then.
So,
but-
yeah, exactly. So, what goes around comes around, stats guy.
That's true.
God bless you, Steve Cooper.
Nothing's coming around for Chelsea at the moment.
No, nothing. Just
Except
a lot
for
of FFP
a lot
problems.
Of spending of money, anyway.
Imagine having that kind of money and just
just
being
$1 billion to waste and send down the drain at the moment.
Imagine having $100 to waste. I mean, you got 200 grand. Like people like Homie and I who have to pay rent, it's all right. Leo clearly doesn't have money to waste. He's in a denim shirt.
Oh, that's a nice shirt.
It looks warm though.
Oh, geez,
it's just drive-by dailies just everywhere. Just
all those people are like,
yeah.
who's Leo? What is good?
All right, what's your best bet, stats guy?
Oh, it's definitely not an unnecessary drive-by. I'm going to go back to the US Open Women's. I'm going to have a look at an outright winner. I tipped Coco Gauff from the very start at $8.50. I didn't talk about her on the show, which I'm a bit annoyed about because we could clip that up later, hopefully. She gets a win, but she's still solid odds at $3.50. So into the quarterfinals now. Both of last year's finalists are now out. So Swiatek, who is number 1 in the world, and Jabeur, who I also
Ons Jabeur's like St Kilda. She's always going to be there, but never going to win.
No, she never wins. So they're both out.
No offense, Ons. You just got to start winning.
She's got to start winning at some point. Coco Gauff also loves the hard court surface. She's won 2 titles across the last month in career best form. She's only 19.
That's wild because it's like she made that final when she was 16?
Yeah, 17. I think she made a semi
3 years ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah, so she was top 20 in the world when she was 17.
She went missing for a period of time there, and that's she's
only
young.
Yeah. So all the pressure's on her in this tournament, home tournament at the US Open, obviously. But she's only 19 and she's one of the best players in the world. So she's credit to her. She's just moving up the ranks so quickly. She's 31-6 on hard courts this year. She's in amazing form. She's beaten Ostapenko before, who she'll play in the next round. Then I reckon she'll come up against Sabalenka, who she's also beaten 3 times before. So she knows how to beat.
Sabalenka won earlier, right?
Yeah, Sabalenka won easy, but Coco Gauff's also been winning pretty easy as well. So $3.50. I think you get Sabalenka as the favourite at $2.80, but I really, really like Gauff at $3.
Who's on the other side of the draw that we can have something on?
Maybe Muchova, who's made a couple of finals. Okay. I need to have probably a more deep look in that. But I think whichever side is there going on, I think you got to get on Gauff at the moment. She's absolutely awesome on the hard courts.
Okay, good stuff from the stats guy there, keeping us up to date at the US Open. That is the CodeBet Daily Shambles done and dusted for today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow.
Yep.
Go check out all of our shows across all your various feeds. If you're on Apple, everything comes along the same feed. But if you're listening to us on Spotify, go check out the AFL show, the NRL show, and the EPL show. Of course, no EPL show this week due to it being an international break.
Yep.
NRL show will be just done by the 3 of us dorks here in the studio this week because Phil is drinking sangria. His previews will be up on the website, though. We will cover the AFL, I guess, on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream as well on Thursday.
Yes, we've got the live stream coming up on Thursday night. That one is pumping out across all the social networks. Shout out to Leo for pushing that one out. So that's going to be a bunch of fun. Please join in on that. There's going to be a lot of game picks, bets, multis, bit of chat. Apparently it is meant to be 11 degrees and pizzling down rain. Finals
contested
football.
Footy,
it's going to be great. I can't wait.
It'll be nice and warm in here.
Oh yeah, we're going to be warm in here. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be in my Swans jacket that's over there because it is a great jacket. But please, before you do anything, please check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, X, Stats Guy's favorite app, Threads.
Yeah, I use it all the time, yeah.
Yeah. Also, leave a review, a 5-star rating, and a comment. Just something. I don't care if it says Alex is an idiot. As long as you give us 5 stars, those things really help get the podcast out to the greater, let's say, universe. We'll roll with that. Everyone. Yeah. I want those Martians listening to it as well, so it helps us out.
Elon Musk out there somewhere.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, follow along on all the social medias. Send in any questions via the socials, any bets, anything that you want us to have a chat about. Yeah, that's it. Good stuff, Stats Guy.
Well, we did it. Nice.
Yeah, we got there. Thanks to Homie for producing and fixing up the Roadcaster, which is
homie.
Helping us broadcast here today. No thanks to Jim for actually breaking it. So Homie is going to gutter stomp him when he walks in later. Thanks to me for, I don't know what I've done today. Not much.
Oh, you want a cool top? I'll give you that.
Yeah, this is the county that I'm from in Ireland, County Tipperary. So my family comes from Cashel, which is what we've got is the Rock. Literally, the Rock of Cashel. There's like some old monument thing. Some old monument thing I walked in.
Dwayne Johnson lives there.
No, not Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He does not live there. But there is a big ass rock in some like old monastery. I got to walk through that for free because someone who I obviously never met who died 700 years ago is buried there.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Save myself €5. It was not great. But please, what have I got to do? Please check us all out on all of the socials, as I said. But we are done and dusted for today. What do we say here, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
May all your picks come in. Happy punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. So it's CodeBet Daily. Out.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.